This morning, we're on Lake Shasta with Jeff Goodwin and Jeff Brady, who are picking up clients at a resort for a morning of trout fishing.
Headed up the Sacramento River Arm this morning. We got clients staying up in the Sugarloaf area, so we're almost there. We're going to pick them up and probably head back downstream a little bit. We've been getting some good brown trout up in this area the last couple of weeks, and so today we're committed to the Sac Arm. We're up pretty far, so no point in running back down to the main lake now.
Well, yesterday my son finally hooked into his first brown trout. He's very excited about it, huh, Hunter?
Yeah.
His first time experience is a great opportunity, and glad to be a part of the boat with Jeff.
We're gonna head back down river now. We're gonna fish an area called Gooseneck. We're gonna run the wall. The wall's pretty well known up here for being a really productive spot. 47.37. Yep, that's cold. We normally like to see this time of year, low 50-degree water, but everywhere on the lake this year, we've had some 45s, 46-degree locations, and we started coming up there for about a week or so, and now we're going back the other way again. So I hear we got some 80-degree weather coming up, so I think we're going to end up, bumping up again, and it's good for the bite. It really is. We've been running these divers, these Chinook divers, for these browns out here, and the last couple of weeks we started running these KCPs, the Brad's KCPs, off of these divers. Traditionally, I did a lot of spoons off the divers, but this Seahawk color has just been getting absolutely railed by some of these big browns. And it's day after day, week after week now, and all we're doing is we're stuffing these things with a little bit of tuna, and that stuff's been pretty darn good. And we're also running some Procure bloody tuna to kind of spice up this tuna concoction we got here, and that really seems to make a difference as well. So we're going to get these things out. I'm only going to run them down about 5 to 7 feet deep. So in this rod, we're going to run a KCP again. This color was really good for us last week. It's called Little Scotty. So again, we're filling it with tuna, and these are the Brad's bead chain swivels, the 6 bead chain swivels. These are the small ones, and a 5mm Brad's bead, and a single VMC Siwash hook. Another thing that we do is we'll run these. This is a Brad's mini super bait, and we've been running these off of the side planers, not just the divers, but side planers as well. Now I'm just going to let it straight out back behind the boat, and once I get it out and away from all the other gear, I'm going to lock it down, and you'll watch that it just swims off to our side. It's a great presentation when you're fishing shallow on lakes for trout or salmon. You get your gear away from the boat, you get a stealthy kind of a presentation to these fish. We got 6 rods in the water right now, and I'm probably going to send one down on the downrigger just as a bit of a insurance policy for some of those fish that are down a little bit deeper that we're not reaching with the divers or the side planers.
We've been getting bit pretty good in this cove on this upper end of Gooseneck, and so we're going to try to focus on this real tight shelf that you see in front of us here. It's been producing some great fish, so we're going to see if it'll produce some great ones for us today.
Yesterday, like many days, our first bite came at 11 o'clock. We've been starting about 9 o'clock, hoping to get our gear, all in the water by 10 o'clock, and going through some of those areas just for the chance that we're going to get an early bite. But most days, 10, 11 is going to be your best window to get bit. Yep, another brown trout.
We're going back to Shasta Lake, but first here's your Fishfield Tackle Connection. Now, Brad's makes a wide variety of fish catching lures, and Fishfield's a great place to stock up on those, including the Wee Wiggler, one of my favorites, and the wide variety of super baits. Go to fishfield.com and check them all out, and I guarantee you get those lures wet and you will catch more fish. Now, let's go back to Shasta Lake and see if we can't catch a few more trout.
Oh, brown.
Yep, another brown trout. Little Scotty, original super bait.
Yesterday we got 3 browns, and this is our first one for today. Great eating fish. Wife and the family love it. Nice and orange.
Yeah, you had one last night. What'd you say about it last night?
It was the best eating fish I've had in the lake in a long time. Very good eating.
The primary food source for these browns right now is threadfin shad. And fish that look similar to this. They're a little bit smaller right now in the lake, but as we get closer into spring, we'll see these big shad around as they migrate down the river arms to the main body of the lake where they're going to spawn. And so this is a prime bait for these fish here in this Shasta Lake. So this is it's a new color. It's called the Little Scotty. It's Brad's original super bait. We mentioned earlier that we stuffed it with tuna, and we got a little bit of Procure bloody tuna oil in there to leach out for these fish and a scent trail. This has been really productive, and especially off the downrigger on this larger size super bait. You don't need to get too crazy with these. There's a million videos on how to fill these things, but that's about it. These are the new Brad's hooks. Super sticky sharp hooks, and they're kind of a light wire but super strong. I've never bent one of these hooks since I've been using them. We started out fishing around 25 feet deep on the downrigger, and I didn't get a bite, and started marking some fish a little bit deeper down in that 40-50 foot range. So I dropped the downrigger down to about 50 feet, and that's where we picked up that last fish. That being said, though, I'm not going to commit more than one rod to the deeper sections of the lake right now, because day in and day out, our top producing rods are going to be the rods that are fishing between, say, 5 and 20 feet at the most. In this area especially, you know, we got structure below us, 40 feet or so. And anytime I see marks like this with just individuals, browns are a little bit like loners. They don't hang out in schools like the rainbows do. So I start seeing individual marks like that on the bottom, and I'm thinking resting browns sitting on the bottom. And once we start seeing some of those arches up a little bit higher, we should start to get some bites. Well done.
Fish on!
Well, as luck would have it, this rod was a side planer rod. We saw that coming in, and we were just running a Seahawk KCP behind that. Yep. Silly bass. Well, it's been a tough bite, but the super baits are still getting bit. There's fish right there.
Got it? Okay.
Well, last pass magic here. We said we were going to make one more pass, and we hooked a fish. What do we got there, Hunter? What do you think? Rainbow, brown? I think a brown. We'll take a brown. Staying deep. Oh yeah. A decent fish. Noteworthy. Yep. There you go, another silver brown.
Way to end the trip. What's up, bud?
Every year they plant a ton of browns in Shasta Lake, and more and more so every year. It's just become kind of a place where they raise a lot of these browns in these local hatcheries. Majority of them go right into Shasta. So over the last 5 years or so, we've really seen a notable increase in the number of browns we catch, especially this time of year. Yesterday, most of the fish we caught were browns. Today, most of the fish we caught were browns. So springtime is the right time to come out to Shasta Lake and catch big brown trout, medium-sized brown trout, and your typical plant-sized brown trout.
Hey, I hope you found today's episode valuable and it helps you catch more fish. And be sure to watch this episode again, plus hundreds of other episodes on the Angler West TV YouTube channel. Plus, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And remember, without our sponsors, there is no show, so please thank them when you can. Now, get out there and do some great fishing.